Orlando controls the tip. Outside, Banchero is matched up with Bridges. Suggs turns it over. He steps up.
Suggs.
Magic turned it over 15 times in that loss against Philadelphia. Charlotte had just 8 turnovers against Miami. Diabate was a huge factor on the glass. 8 offensive boards.
And it's not just the offensive boards with Diabate. You know, it's the times people foul him when he's in pursuit. It's the times, Charlotte turnovers, only 2 after halftime. 1 in the fourth quarter, 1 in overtime. Paul's jersey, and they didn't see it.
Banchero gets Bain involved. 2-man game with Banchero. Hard drive, pulls up, and scores.
I like that by Banchero. Aggressive move into the middle and then over the top. Sometimes he tries to get it all the way to the rim and ends up taking very tough shots in traffic.
Miller to Bridges. Short on a 3-ball. Diabate fighting for it. And it's out of bounds.
You've got to switch that back screen. He was wide open. That's a mistake the Magic cannot afford.
Wagner on a kick. Bain rims out on a 3-ball, and Diabate skies for the rebound. Knippel has really been struggling on the offensive end. High banker doesn't go.
Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki said it in the studio. 35% over the last 10.
The acceleration by Bain. They're going to Magic player to ever do that. Charlotte opens up 1 of 5 from the field. They shot 44% against Miami. Miller drains it from long range.
But Miller had a great after halftime game. 16 points in the second half, 4 in overtime the other night in that big win against Miami.
Banchero strong to the hole. And a 6-5 advantage here for the Magic. Charlotte gets into it quickly.
Good trend for the Magic with Banchero being as aggressive as he's been.
Drop step didn't work. Bridges was trying to take Bain on the baseline. Miller using the Diabate screen. There's the roll. Diabate denied. Banchero. Suggs head and shoulder fake. The fend off over Knippel for 2. Orlando opens up 4 of 5 from the field. High screen Diabate, ball, swings it for Bridges. He'll let it fly. Hits the rim. Cleared by Wagner. Wagner. He takes it right at the chest of Miller. And told us it really is about Wagner just trying to find his rhythm right now, working through it. That was an offensive foul called against Diabate. In and out for Banchero. And a long rebound to Miller. Knippel. That's a wide open 3. Won't go. Bain the other way. Knippel cuts him off. 10-5 lead for the Magic. And Wagner couldn't finish. Put down. It's Carter.
But that's what happens when you drive the ball. You draw help. It takes a body off offensive rebounders. Carter to the rim, and Charlotte struggling with a very...
Guys did bother them earlier in the season. Kick. Banchero doesn't take the 3. Leaves it for Carter, who rocks the rim.
But Charles Lee wanted to protect the paint.
Ball trying to get it going. The rookie James to the veteran Bridges. Oh, that's creative on a scoop to the hoop.
Oh, that's a big-time finish right there with the right hand.
And that ends a 10-0 run. 14-7 Magic. Bain can't get the floater. James gets it ahead for Ball. Ball misses from the outside. It's tapped over to Suggs.
Ball was 2 for 16 from 3 in that game the other night against Miami.
Banchero 1-on-1, turns on Bridges, clears for Suggs with 10 to shoot. Suggs lines it up, and he overcooked it. Miller ahead for Ball, pedal to the metal. Swing, swing, diagonal Miller, bottom.
It's a big-time pass by Sion James. Head up, hitting right on target.
Miller is now 2 of 2 from three-point territory. And it's a 4-point lead for the Magic. Banchero will take and miss the three. Uncontested rebound for Ball.
Well, Bridges went under the screen. That's what you have to do against Orlando. You have to keep them out of the paint and make them shoot jump shots.
That scoop doesn't go for Ball. And he knocked it right through the legs of Miller over to Suggs. Suggs' jumper is pure.
It's a long two.
Charlotte put up 120.3 points per game in the season series against Orlando. They won it 3-1.
You can see the physicality, though, that Orlando's bringing to the game right now.
Another miss by Ball from long range. Banchero splits defenders. Carter got him. A three.
I like that three because the ball hit the paint and came out. You know the defense is going to be collapsing, but this Orlando defense is physical right now.
Miller misses from the side. James tries to keep it alive. And Banchero controls it. We're 5 minutes to go in the first. It's a 9-point lead for the Magic. Banchero flips it. Corner. Carter! Put it on the board. It's a three. What a start for the Magic. They're shooting 63%.
Just see how they're up into the ball. Sample size, but the last 2 weeks of the season, they had the best defense in the NBA. And it was really the first time they had a full roster. We're seeing the way they looked last year when they were second in the league defensively.
Miller is surrounded, and they're going to run out of time. Another disjointed set here for Charlotte.
But it's not to me that Charlotte's playing so badly. Orlando's defense is outstanding. It is dominating right now with their energy and physicality.
Orlando actually set a franchise record in scoring with 115.7 points per game this year. Black floats it up. Banchero trying to work around. The pirouette and bucket for Paolo Banchero. The lead has ballooned to 14, and it's the second 10-0 run of this opening quarter.
And they've already got 16 in the paint. Charlotte has to keep them out of the paint and off the free throw line if they're going to win this game.
Kobe White, one of the heroes of the Tuesday night victory, swing it for James. That ball deflected. Suggs gets a piece. Knocked ahead. Suggs couldn't grab it.
Shot clock violation.
They ran out of time, so once again, Orlando disruptive on the defensive end, and it's a turnover.
Well, we said
with him on is he said we're getting good looks. I don't see that. They're very seldom getting any look at all.
Early in this second quarter, Payne attacking. Batadze in a crowd. Green was trying to knock it free. Kane is fouled.
So different. And this one is a lot different than the Miami game. Miami's a team wants to get up and down, play with a lot of pace. This is a team that's going to try to pound you at both ends.
Ball swings it. Kniffel. The pull-up is there.
Well, that's good for him. He needed to see one go, but you can see even how hard that was. The shot was heavily contested. He had to fight through contact to get to his spot. And you can see down here, Orlando just able to move freely. No bodies on them ever.
And that's a travel on
Kane. Like they were early in the game. They got to get the bigs up. They've got to keep the pressure on. It's one thing to come out with all the emotion that gets you playing with great intensity, but sustaining it is harder.
Kane jars it loose, and there is a foul called. Wagner back in against Kniffel. Ball fakes on a double. Wagner off balance, gets the roll!
Game plan discipline whatsoever. If your plan was protect the paint at all costs, which is what Charles Lee said. His team not executing that plan at all right now.
Second foul against Knippel. Ball is yet to score. Bridges, kick, Knippel, extra, Green, off the front of the rim. Wagner stumbles, and a foul call.
The physicality frustrating.
Half-court set here for the Magic. Every combination that's been on the floor has worked thus far for Jamal Mosley. Quality minutes from Bataze. Bain lost it. Knippel takes it away. Ball up ahead for White. Again, he saw two defenders and was forced to give it up. Ball turns the corner. Bridges lets it fly. Short.
The Magic doing a great job making the ball come out, but closing hard.
And Kane takes it in for two. 45-21, Orlando. Ball, the dribbling
Asking where this Magic team has been all season. You have to remember their big three of Desmond Bain, Paolo Banchero, and Franz Wagner played just 25 games together this season, including the play-in. And when I asked, the chemistry may still be catching up to the talent, but there's no better time to create it here than in the postseason, guys.
The Hornets have turned it over 9 times. They have just 7 field goals. Black gets to the paint. Misses on the teardrop. Carter is back in. Offensive rebound. Nice adjustment, but he couldn't finish it. Cleared by Kalkbrenner. White with a pep in his step. Gets cut off, and he just tosses it near the rim. Miller back in. Ball for Williams. His 3 ball doesn't go. Suggs up ahead. The lead feed. Black had it knocked away by White. Miller steps into the 3, and he's got it.
Well, if they can get some in transition where they can not have to face the Magic's set defense, that would really help them, but they're not a real running team.
9 points now for Brandon Miller. He is the high man for the Hornets. Suggs, corner. Remain no. And Black. Charlotte was living on the offensive glass against Miami. They had 17 offensive rebounds. They have 1 tonight. 7.5 to go in this second quarter. It's all Magic. Miller on the move. Swing it. Williams just keeps on firing. We got knocked around. Carter. They had quality wins to get there.
Well, yeah, I mean, they played in probably the best pool. I mean, they had to beat Detroit and Boston, the top 2 teams in the East, to get there.
Ball dancing. It's good, but it's an offensive foul.
3 fouls, 2 turnovers, and no points.
Ball was fined $35,000 after the league determined it was a flagrant 2. The takedown against Bam Adebayo, who did not return to action because of a lower back injury. Very focused on there's still a job to do. Carter misses on the first attempt. Who will... One out of 2 for Carter. They have doubled up the Hornets, 48-24.
And just look at the ball pressure now. The body is on you everywhere. There's no space.
Kobe White is way off an air ball. Suggs ahead for Black. Banchero. Hard drive. Banchero lays it in, and it's going the other way. And Banchero brutally honest after the loss to Philadelphia, stating how the Sixers handled their business. Knippel short, 1 and done for Charlotte.
There's just nothing coming easy. Charlotte, a team that wants to play with a nice flow. There's no flow in this game.
Miller knocks the ball away from Carter and retrieved by Knippel. Up ahead for White, gets around Black. White drives, bounces, Williams, his 3 ball, doesn't go. Carter ahead, uncontested, bang! Big finish!
every possession at both ends of the floor, and so far, they have not been up to the challenge.
Third foul on Black. Miller moving without the ball. Jump shot is smooth.
That's his fourth made three already. He's about the only offense they have had.
12 points for Brandon Miller. Suggs on a kick. Da Silva fakes out Knipple, floats it up, doesn't go. Strong rebound there by Bridges, trying to run. Gets cut off by Da Silva. Bridges continues. Diagonal Knipple. Corner, Bridges. Takes it in, flips it to the right hand for two.
Very good ball movement there. That's what they're going to have.
50-29. Largest lead has been 26. Adel is on the bench with 3 personal fouls. Knipple is 2 of 5 from the field. Carter is a 7
to play, free and easy.
4:44 on the clock. Carter splits a pair.
As we know, this is the NBA, and there's over 28 minutes to go. Plenty of time.
Miller off the double. Banchero takes it away from Bridges. Magic are running. Wagner leaves it. Banchero! Bully ball! Plus the foul.
The strength of Wagner, Bain, and Banchero. I don't know if anybody's 3 best players would beat these 3 guys in a weight room. I'll tell you that for sure.
Third foul on Knipple. Knipple, step back 3. Missed it. 71-39, Magic. Carter fakes on a 3 ball. Just over a minute gone by here in the third. Banchero, short. And it's rebounded by Diabate. Rebounding numbers have been lopsided as well. Ball, this is before.
On both ends, they draw fouls, you know, get to the free throw line more than anybody else, but then they're 25th in sending their opponents to the line. There's usually 52.5 free throws a game in Orlando Magic basketball games.
Miller drives it. Ball. Very difficult angle. It's not seeking opportunities that just have not been there.
Charlotte plays with great ball movement, usually.
Go figure.
Well, there
Bridges with a logo land jumper.
He was wide open.
Yeah. 71-42. Wagner forcing the action into the paint. He draws the foul.
Just be able to get it in and throw it up toward the rim, and he got it. But you see Orlando's size.
Finished the season 18th in offensive rating, 13th in defensive rating. But as mentioned, all of the missed games, Wagner missed 48 of the last 58 games that the Magic played with that high ankle sprain. Ball fake. Count it for 3.
First made 3 of the night. He was 2 for 16 the other night, so now 3 for 20 in the 2 play-in games from 3-point range.
Diabate was what?
Hello. Back to you, Ian.
All right, thank you, Cassidy. It was a roller coaster ride of a season as Bridges converts from the outside for Orlando. There were a lot of highs. We talked about them. Certainly leading into the NBA Cup. And then in March, it got very rocky. Lost 6 in a row at one point in the month, but then finished strong. And we saw some indicators that defensively they were ready to take it to another level. And it's Wagner with the night. Banchero against Knipple. Missed it, but a foul, and the follow. I think some of the questions that will pop up. 8th seed in the Eastern Conference.
No question.
What they're capable of, how physical they are, how long they are. Their brand of defense, which has been elite here this evening. I know we often can get caught into recency bias as ball misses on a 3 ball. Wagner, driving kick, Banchero, extra. Suggs, swing it.
You've got to shoot.
Diabate gets into it. Miller, lob it up. Diabate couldn't catch it because there was a foul. 3 minutes gone by in the third. Ball using the screen set by Bridges. Carter now sticks with him. Ball hesitates, scores, and one.
Sometime in this quarter, then maybe Orlando starts tightening up a little bit.
Largest lead has been 35 for the Magic. Banchero, oh, that was nasty! Major rack attack from Paolo Banchero.
I would like to have been able to do that one time in my life just to know what it felt like. He cracked open if you can take advantage of the foul trouble.
Ball now with 10 points. 8 of them have come here in the third quarter. 76-50. Magic. Banchero defended by Bridges. 10 to shoot. They leave him free for a three. Got it. Points, Paolo Banchero, 9 of 13 from the field. Black goes down, it's enough.
Applies a lot of pressure, great length. He's another guy who just spent a lot of time injured this year, especially late in the year.
Black, travel attack. And it's knocked out of bounds. So came from behind quite a bit. They had 18 wins, led the NBA, were trailing by 10 points or more. Hot floater doesn't go for ball. Rebounded by Banchero. Swing, Bane. Flyby, Bridges, Bane. Misses on a three. And Diabate with a weak side rebound. Ball ahead, catch, Bridges. Fouled by Bane.
Talked about with this team is protect the paint, protect the paint, protect the paint. And they have not been.
Mention what they did in one possession games, 11-5. That's the most wins in the NBA. Free throw numbers you talked about. But the big three, Banchero, Wagner, Bane, 13 and 11 in the regular season with them. Bane. Rebounded by Batadze and taken away by Kalkbrenner. They were going to run out of time either way. Miller, the push up the floor. Caught by Knipple. Short. Right back to him. And a blocking foul.
They got to the line 31 times against Philadelphia on the road the other night. And they're going to attack the basket. And if you're not stopping them.
At the Knicks, ABC tomorrow night, Houston and the Lakers. Go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app for more info.
And we'll be in New York tomorrow night at that 6 o'clock game. We don't do load management.
Sure, everybody was questioning. De Silva, that's a three.
But again, it was Banchero attacking the paint to make the play that set that up.
83-54, Banchero a near steal. Miller will do it himself with the left hand. Will hit the halfway point of the third. Da Silva off the mark. Rebound, Black, and the foul at the line. Lead is back up to 30. Ball the handles, the Euro, the deuce off the window. 10 points in the third quarter for Ball. Black tosses it to Banchero. Got a shake-off ball. Banchero drive and kick. Corner. Black. Rims out. Kept alive by Miller. Grabbed by Kalkbrenner. Shooting numbers for Charlotte. 36% from the field. 30% from three. Ball penetrates, he scores, and one. Electricity in how he plays. And this is really the first year where it's truly translated into winning basketball. The right supporting cast, the right vibes on the team. Coaching staff has done an excellent job. Jeff Peterson, their general manager, putting together a terrific roster. Slammed down! A samurai slam from Batase.
But again, that's as good as an assist for Banchero. All the way to the rim. Kalkbrenner has to help. Batase follows to the rim.
And he blocks it. Batase just gumball. Batase shows defensively. Miller goes to work. Off the hesitation, stripped to the ball. Ball tosses it up.
One-on-one, Bridges, kick, Knipple, short.
Well, I'll tell you what, it has just become such a struggle for Knipple over his last now almost 11 games. Shooting 27% from three.
Baines three. Off. Green tries to tap it to himself and does. The outlet to White. Trying to leave it for Kalkbrenner.
Much better defensively. Went from 26 the first 3 months of the season to the top 5.
Playoffs on FanDuel. Download the app and play your game. Start of the fourth. Wagner banks it in. Charlotte cut it to 23, but Orlando went on an 8-0 run to end the third quarter. They continue now into the fourth. The zigzag move by White doesn't go. Kalkbrenner can't get the follow. And the Magic 11 minutes and 25 seconds away from a date with the Detroit Pistons. White is a free agent. And Carroll gets it back from Black. Swing it. Black's jumper. Too strong. Batase, offensive rebound. Back in against James. Black, hot potato three. Doesn't go. Push up the floor. Bridges turns the corner. He's fouled by Batase. 82% on the season. He's considered the vet at 28 years of age. Ball is 24, Knipple is 20, Miller is 23, Diabate is 24. $25-win improvement from last season to this season.
Phenomenal job by Charles Lee and phenomenal job by these players to buy in. What impressed me the most, we knew they had offensive talent, but they became an outstanding.
Dane fake on a three, Green defensive, now he'll take it. And misses. Batase, another strong rebound, but it's going to go the other way. Batase picks up the foul. This season, Hornets won the next 3 meetings, which gave them confidence going into this, except Charles Lee did mention that every time they played him after, they were not 100%. He recognized that it was not the Orlando team they were going to see tonight. Bridges turns, pivots. That won't go.
It was an excellent move, stepping through the double team, coming from the baseline, just couldn't finish.
Just over 9 minutes to play. Banchero on drive. He's fouled.
He just puts so much pressure on the defense and takes it strong to the rim. Gets himself back to the line again. This will be his 7th and 8th free throws of the night. Wagner's gone to the line 10 times, Bain 5 times. That is 3 strong guys who love contact.
And this will be free throw attempts number 36 and 37 for the Magic. And now Charles Lee is going to start sending some players in that have not been in the rotation. Tijan Salon will check in. And he replaces Miles Bridges. Banchero has gone for 24 points. Number 1 pick in 2022. Obviously, Orlando invested in him. Invested in Wagner, invested in Suggs, took on the contract of Desmond Bane, who Memphis had invested in. White slicing, kicking for James, short on a three. Banchero, lead pass, caught by Bane, and they'll take it in for two, but it's a foul going the other way.
Yeah, it's a totally unnecessary by Tristan Da Silva.
A clear out by Da Silva will nullify the basket. Bane had the angle.
Yeah, there was just no need. Just Kobe White's not going to be able to challenge that. But the Orlando Magic love to hit people.
That's just part of the mentality.
That is. It's part of the mentality. And look, it's what made them really good a year ago defensively, and they're trying to get back to that mentality and that identity. Guys in the studio were talking about it before Wednesday night, that they needed to rediscover their defensive identity. Well, they certainly have tonight.
That ball got down low, away from Banchero, and taken away by Kalkbrenner. Charlotte has turned it over 20 times. Salon, kicked, James. And a hold on Carter.
Again, you only get those calls, though, if you are pursuing the ball hard. We talked about it early in the game. First possession with Diabate, but there it's Kalkbrenner. Those guys who go to the offensive glass relentlessly get these second possessions for their teams. That's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but that's Ryan Kalkbrenner giving them a second opportunity and a Kobe White bucket.
The Euro induced from Kobe White. Well, you mentioned last season, Orlando was #2 in defensive rating. They were #1 in points allowed. This season, number 13 in defensive rating and 13th in points allowed. 115.1. They gave up 105.5 in 24-25. Salon, swing it. The James three, book it.
Well, but again, when you don't have your guys, that makes a big difference, and especially Franz Wagner. As good as he is offensively, Franz Wagner may be the best defender on this Magic team.
Bane fires it for Black. Banchero comes to the ball. Fires off. Tip in, nearly went for Black. It does go for Carter on the throwdown. 108-78.
Well, I think the biggest disappointment for Charlotte tonight is going to be exactly what we heard in Charles Lee's huddle early from being to the NBA playoffs.
Tillman in, so is Mann for Charlotte. James sets and fires. This is on a three ball, and it's rebounded by Bane. .49% shooting for Orlando, 34% for the Hornets. And this thing was over early. Bane gets to the rim.
It's been all night. At the rim, in the paint. They are plus 34 in the paint in a game they lead by 32.
Salon misses on a three ball. Tracked down by the veteran Tillman. Swing it. Green. Can't hit the three. And the rebound snagged by Carter.